for aphasia, let's discuss about the basic structures involved in the aphasias. So on the lateral surface of the brain, there are two main areas, the Broca's area and the Wernicke's area. The Wernicke's area is the area involved with the sensory perception of all the inputs like visual and sensory cortex, and in the Broca's area it is involved in the speech. So these are the two main areas. In these areas there are two association areas, one with the Wernicke's area, that is called sensory speech association area, and the other one with the Broca's area, it is called a motor speech association area. These areas help main areas to comprehend and to be fluent in the speech. So this is the basic structure of the brain and the areas. So I'll draw the basic structure, how the aphasias can be evaluated. So this is the Wernicke's area, and this is the Broca's area, and this is Wernicke's area. There are association fibers between the Broca's and Wernicke's area. This is sensory speech association area, and this is motor speech association area. All the inputs goes to the Wernicke's area and from the association fibers, and patient is able to speak from the Broca's area. This is called repetition. You speak, you ask the patient to repeat what you are speaking, then this pathway should be intact to produce the repetition. In these structures, Broca's area and the motor speech sensory area, they are associated with speaking, fluency, and the Wernicke's area and SSAA, it is associated with comprehension. So any problem with the Broca's area or MSAA, there will be fluency will be affected, and in Wernicke's area and SSAA, the comprehension will be affected. But repetition needs only three things: Wernicke's, association fiber, and Broca's area. So here the evaluation of any disorder, any speech disorder, there are only three components we need to assess first. The first one is comprehension, other one is fluency, and third one is repetition. In Broca's area, this part will be damaged. So what will happen? The comprehension will be normal. The repetition and fluency will be gone because this pathway is not intact anymore. In Wernicke's aphasia, Wernicke's area will be gone. So repetition and comprehension will be gone, but the patient is able to speak. So he'll speak anything like that makes no sense. The fluency will be there, but there is no comprehension. In conduction aphasia, the conduction between Broca's and Wernicke's area is affected. So the comprehension will be okay, the speech will be okay, but there is no connection between both these areas. Repetition will be gone. The fourth one is transcortical sensory aphasia. The association fibers of Wernicke's area are gone. So repetition will be there because Wernicke's area is intact, but comprehension will be impaired and fluency will be normal. In transcortical motor aphasia, the comprehension will be totally okay, repetition will be okay, but the fluency will be decreased. So the sixth is isolation aphasia. In isolation aphasia, both the transcortical association areas are gone, so only repetition will be there. There is no comprehension, no fluency, only repetition is there. That is also called echolalia. The patient will be repeating whatever you are saying, but there is no comprehension, no fluency. The seventh is global aphasia. It is mostly seen in the large infarcts of the middle cerebral artery. The Wernicke's and Broca's area both will be gone. So fluency, comprehension, and repetition, all the three will be gone. Last one is the anovial aphasia. In anovial aphasia, everything will be normal, but there will be problem in the naming. The naming is like whenever you are in an viva or exam, you know it is a BP apparatus, but you are not able to speak like what it is. So you will be describing its functions and everything, but you can't recall its name. So it is anovial aphasia. That's quite common, and also post-stroke patients, it is common. So apart from these aphasias, there are two other terms also. The first one is pure word deafness, that the patient is there is some problem with the patient's auditory cortex. So the patient is not able to perceive words. So there is no input to the Wernicke's area from the cortex. And similarly, if there is some problem with the visual cortex, it is called alexia. The patient is not able to read whatever you are seeing the words, but you are not able to interpret those words due to the problem in the visual cortex. So that's all about aphasias. I hope it will help you in your exams, and it's enough for all your preparations like PG entrance preparation or MRCP or PLAB. That's enough. Like, you don't have to read anything apart from these things in aphasias. All the best.